We are the hub for news, results, and CEO interviews focusing the junior commodities sector. We provide market analysis and perspective that will help position you for solid returns.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, live from Okotoks, Alberta, just outside Calgary. I've been away for just over a week, off at a 30-year reunion in Toronto, just outside Toronto. Wild times, but maybe that's very interesting and thrilling. Maybe it's not, but it certainly was for me. But lots going on. It's been as usual, an incredible time in the markets. Lots of uncertainty, keep on growing. But during that time, we've been really encouraged by a couple companies that are standouts. Now, I can't, it goes without saying that I'm such a fan of DME, and it's pulled back a little bit again. We look at this as great opportunities to consolidate, to build upon positions that we have, regardless of the uncertainty in the economy moving forward. This is a management team that does what it says it's going to do, despite the global supply chain problems. And they handle them well. And I know, people get annoyed because it's taking longer. Yeah, I get it. I'd love things to be, moving faster, but we're dealing with a whole ton of issues that I don't think most people, they don't dig as deep to look to see what's all going on because it's not covered in the mainstream. They're not covering a lot of things. The difficulties overall economically are pretty insane. And it's hard not to get lost in how ugly it is out there. Not only from Europe's point of view, we see the worst drought in 500 years, yet they're attacking fertilizers and nitrogen, not wanting to use them, which is odd. We have the entire energy crisis that's going on as well. Nord Stream 2 being either blown up or something strange went wrong. We have a great video clip about what we believe happened there. I sincerely think I know what happened, but once again, it's hard to imagine intentions and whatnot. Austin's going to wrap up the second half of this too, because we're having some feedback issues with microphones and whatnot. So he may look just mute right now, but he'll have lots to say in a minute. So yeah, we're gonna in our next email out to our subscribers, we're gonna have a lot more info about DME, what's been going on there, and why we're still encouraged, despite people being annoyed that the stock's not doing what it should and that they should be producing by now. And there are things that can be addressed, but once again, if everything in business was just easy and everything just happened on time, anyone could do it. So it's how management deals with issues and how they resolve them is what's important to us. And we have every confidence in the world in the management team there. And we're definitely excited about the price point because, hey, I don't need a time frame to get out of some of these stocks. Because if it ran up and we exit it, then we have to go find another company that would have all the recipe that we need, that we like to invest in. So we look at this as being somewhere to really utilize capital for the hopeful asymmetric gain that would come later. There's intrinsic value being built in there. So we are optimistic there, and we haven't talked about it for a little while, and I don't think it's any surprise when I do talk about it. So the other one I did want to mention just before we pass this on to the video here, and wish all our Canadian friends a happy Thanksgiving, is Progressive Planet. So this is a new company we've spent a lot of time with over the last couple of weeks. And this one, we haven't talked a lot about it, but it's Plan on the CVE. This is a really exciting company. It's disruptive, in its innovation. It's providing really earth-conscious pathways and products that significantly reduce any kind of environmental issues, and as far as agriculture, it decarbonizes concrete, that's the part we are really excited about. It kind of melds in the regenerative farming issues, and it looks to provide superior industrial grade alternatives to many of the products we're using today. So this is a very interesting, it's a bit complex story, but in the end, what we're really excited about is this base business that's recession proof, that has revenue, that's being growing, has that stable base, from cat litter to what do you call it, the ag tech, which may not be exciting to many people, but It's this blue sky potential of the sequestering carbon within concrete that is revolutionary and absolutely exciting. And that's the part where we like to have that base of here's a business that's running along smoothly, but here's the possibility of the blue sky. And we're going to get into it pretty deep. But that one is one that we're pretty vocal on because we like, if you're not aware, concrete is one of the most carbon intensive businesses out there. I think it's number 2 or 3 or close third out there for carbon emissions. So if that's a concern, if you could solve some of this, and if you're able to do what they're able to do right now, that is a massive win. That's a huge win. I mean, it puts cars to nothing. Nothing compares to the concrete, Portland cement in particular. Anyways, we're going to have a lot more on that. Let's check out that video. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, and Austin will take it away from here after the video.
The Nord Stream pipeline, which I would bet was a U.S. action, perhaps U.S. and Poland. This is
Jeff, we got to stop there. That's quite a statement as well. Why do you feel that was a U.S. action? What evidence do you have of that?
Well, first of all, there's direct radar evidence that U.S. Helicopters, military helicopters that are normally based in Gdansk, were circling over this area. We also had the threats from the United States earlier in this year that one way or another, we are going to end Nord Stream. We also have a remarkable statement by Secretary Blinken last Friday in a press conference. He says, this is also a tremendous opportunity. It's a strange way to talk if you're worried about the piracy on international infrastructure of vital significance. So I know this runs counter to our narrative. You're not allowed to say these things in the West. But the fact of the matter is, all over the world, when I talk to people, they think the U.S. did it. And just to tell you, and by the way, even reporters on our papers that are involved tell me privately, of course, but it doesn't show up in our media.
Professor, I don't want to get into tit for tat about what did or did not.
So we wanted to kind of highlight that video because what it shows is that this event that happened with the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and again, we can't say for certain what happened, although the Swedish government had an independent body that investigated the damage to the pipeline. They believe that the damage was caused by an explosion of some kind. So now, I don't know if that's the American military involved. I don't know if that's Greta Thunberg and Greenpeace down there with some sticks of dynamite and a detonator, maybe. Who knows? But it's certainly it's a vitally important piece of Europe's infrastructure that is now completely cut off. At this moment now, there is no liquid natural gas that's flowing through to Europe from Russia or from anywhere else other than potentially, the United States or OPEC nations if they can find a way to make a deal work on that front. So it heightens what is already a massively growing energy crisis in Europe. And another part that I just wanted to highlight off that as well is the BBC reported yesterday that Great Britain could be facing up to 3-hour power cuts in order to meet the grid capabilities that they're going to struggle with from this energy crisis. So it's not going away anytime soon. It's something that's going to continue to play a role. It's something that solutions are going to need to be found for very quickly. And we'll be very interested to see how the different, there's a big battle going on right now in Europe between, kind of the coal advocates and the nuclear advocates and which direction they're going to go. You see France is kind of leaning, hey, maybe we're going to go back into the nuclear avenue. You see Germany has gone burning coal at a rate we haven't seen in this new millennium, essentially. So it'd be very interesting to see the different approaches and the different angles. But we wanted to put that video there of Professor Jeffrey Sachs from Columbia University, just to say, this is a growing consensus around the international community, the international politics community, and analysts and advisors who look at these geopolitical events are saying very likely the United States was involved in this. So Interesting times, lots of interesting stuff going on. We're going to be keeping our eyes on a little some stuff closer to home as well. The province of Alberta, where I live and where Andrew is right now, has a new premier, Danielle Smith, who says she's going to go to bat with Justin Trudeau and that she's going to stick up for Alberta and Alberta's independence and Alberta's well wishes, essentially. So that'll be very interesting to see as well. Lots of exciting stuff to pay attention to. We'll be back with a full slate of shows next week, but we wanted to jump on. Wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving if you live in Canada. If you live in the U.S., celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend as well. Why not? Hope you guys enjoy the long weekend. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back next week. Make sure you like and subscribe on the videos. Make sure you're signed up to our mailing list. We're going to have an email blast out over this weekend as well, kind of recapping a few things. And we will be back, as I mentioned, with a full slate of shows next week. So thanks very much, guys. Happy Thanksgiving and take care.